rose in the roses. Summer said it started.
What's going on? Welcome to the first podcast. I'm here with Kazalex.
How's it going, mate? We really calling me Kazalex.
Oh, Max. Is that...
You're changing your name from
Yeah,
Wolf
yeah,
to
right. Personal
Harrison,
vibe, right.
Yeah.
I get you, it's fine.
Fucking Kazalex, mate. My God.
It's
It's the first time I've heard that in a while.
first time anyone's heard that in a while, I think.
Yeah, mate. You just hit me with that at the beginning of a podcast.
Well, so it's been a while. It has been a while, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
It has been a while, mate. It has.
We were sat there working it out, and between me and you, it's been a while. It's been solid, at least 4 or 5 months, properly.
I don't know, mate. I mean, we were playing all the time, mate. We were playing Rocket League, talking, linked up in London, mate.
Which is, by the way, which is on the day of recording this was last year exactly. London was.
Shut up.
On this day, yeah. I'm not even joking.
It was the 8th of June.
It was the final today.
Mad.
I know, yeah. How
When
mad
did we
is
have
that?
night out?
That was yesterday last year, if that makes sense.
That's crazy. That's actually mad. It's been a year on the dot.
Mate, innit, there's been stuff on Twitter today, and
Fucking mate, it feels like a lifetime in between that. Honestly,
it was
crazy
mad.
year.
It was mad. Yeah, and
What
that's
have
the
you
thing.
been up to this year, mate? It's been a fucking like we said earlier, man. It's been a year, but it feels a lot longer.
Yeah, honestly. Well, from where we left off, it must have been, call it September. September
Yeah.
came, and I'm sort of the age where everyone's going to uni. So
How old are you, mate? 19.
19, yeah, 19, little 18
When are
back
you
then.
20?
Not for a while yet, mate. May
Okay.
next year. So I'm a
Fair,
late
fair.
one, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Awesome.
it's a weird year because everyone's sort of, you know, that year everyone's sort of like fucking doing anything and everything. Everyone's at different stages of life at the same age, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is strange, mate. 18 to 20 is very strange.
And
It's still strange now.
yeah, you still think you're fucking 16, mate. I can tell.
I don't know what's going on, mate. One day I'm 60, next minute I'm fucking 45. I don't know what's happening, honestly. Like, it's a bit crazy.
Oh,
I think,
man.
like, sorry to fucking interrupt me, but I feel like before you turn sort of like, I don't know if you've experienced it, mate, but before you turn like 18, 19, life is pretty fucking straightforward.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
not even just in terms of like what you have to do and stuff. Obviously, if you as you get older, like especially me now that I've moved out, well, obviously, yeah, a bunch of responsibilities come with that. You have to work a lot more. You can't just sort of like fuck around as much as you used to. And that's only 20, mate. Let alone fucking 20.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, you mentioned moving out. A lot of people probably won't even know you've moved out and fucking gone off on your fucking adventures. You're a fucking adult. You're an adult now. You moved out. You're an adult. Like, how the fuck does that feel?
I'm not ready for it, lad. I'm not ready for it, mate. It all came suddenly. I wasn't meant to move out. I'm not gonna go into it, mate. It's just too deep for a conversation like this.
Yeah.
But like, just like shit happened, mate, and I had to move out like pretty suddenly.
Yeah. That's mad.
Mate.
That's mad.
And now I'm
With the
living
fucking
with one of my best mates. It's pretty good fun. I've had some good fucking times, some crazy times. And now things are calming down a bit. But yeah, it's all good, mate. But like I was saying, like, before you turn sort of 18, 19, when all that shit even comes into your mind, obviously you've just got school, etc. Your world, this is what I was thinking the other day, mate. Like, when you're in school, your whole world is like a little bubble, if that makes sense, which is like your school friends.
Yeah,
you go to school every day, you come back. And obviously, college and that changes up a bit, but it's still like a little bubble.
But
You
at the
haven't really experienced
time,
the
you
world.
think this is the hardest thing you're ever gonna.
Exactly, mate. I can't
like
wait to grow
exams,
up.
like, you know, and you're
Oh
just
my
like,
God,
you think
mate,
it's
I
the hardest
swear
thing
to God.
ever.
I actually miss school so much, mate, and I'd actually like slap myself. My kid version would slap myself now because I was always the little kid piping up saying like, I'm never gonna say that. Like, I had good fun in school. Don't get me wrong. I was lucky to sort of have the friends I did, and we had a good fucking group in school. We had a good time, but I was reject at school, an absolute fucking
What do you mean,
retard,
like,
mate.
just? Oh, right, yeah. So
In
just
terms of just grades and just like work and just doing work and completely bottled school, mate, big time.
well, you went.
big time.
You made it to uni though. Like
Made
for
it to uni, mate. I don't even know how I got into uni, but I think I was just there to fill a fucking space.
where did you
Like
go? Which uni did you go to?
Southampton.
Is that near where you live now? Well, that
Do you
down
not know
the ends.
Southampton?
Is it south?
It's like 40 minutes north from where I live.
Yeah, so it's still
It's
south.
got the oh yeah, south as fuck for you, mate. Everything's south for you, apart from Scotland.
No,
But yeah,
I
mate.
reckon we could turn Scotland south somehow. Us Northerners.
Yeah, but you probably could. But nah, like I genuinely don't know how I got into uni, mate. I finished school with like the most average GCSEs. I got 5 GCSEs to be fair, which was I had to clutch to get those. And then I
Yeah,
got like fucking E's in history, mate, F in Spanish.
I mean, that's the thing though. Like that people don't get nowadays, and I didn't get at the time. Like at that age, you think, and I don't know if you think this, but for me, at that age, you think, oh, there's grades are the only thing that's going to get me a job. Oh, there's nothing else that will get me a
Nah.
job. The grades are the be all and end all, but it's not. It's not the case, is it? It's not at all.
Not at all, mate. I never even thought that, to be honest, and I think that's what kind of fucked me over. Like, I say fuck me over, mate, but I really don't care. Like, I swear to God, I genuinely, mate, I look like, you know, as I'm talking, mate, I'm just writing on this Word document of things that come into my head so I can sort of address them in case I forget.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a good way to do it. But yeah, but I look back at my school life, and honestly, the kind of memories I had, mate, just and again, I don't want to sound like if any kids are listening to this, mate, I don't want to be the reason they start fucking about, like not taking their school seriously. Because if you could do both, it's ideal. And it sounds bad, mate, and like it's so like unconventional. But honestly, like I can honestly say, mate, looking back, if someone said, "Oh, we could give you like straight A's across the board," but like take away all the fucking fun memories you had in school, mate, I wouldn't change it at all, mate. School was genuinely like the best time ever.
And that's
Like,
the
I was
thing.
getting
Like at
friends
16,
who had
you
such a
talking
good
16, end of secondary school, sort of.
I actually don't know no, younger than that, mate. Younger than that, because that's like college. College was all right, but like I was starting to mature a bit in college and
Right,
taking
yeah.
life a bit more seriously. And I still had a good time, but it just wasn't the same, mate. Like,
'Cause I think for me, at that sort of younger age, I think I was a polar opposite. Like I was not polar opposite. I wasn't like a complete, you know.
no,
'Cause
I know what you mean, because I remember.
Yeah, I didn't like you know, I like to have a laugh and that, but I wasn't the sort of, I didn't go out, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything.
What age did you start doing all of that?
I was a late bloomer. I didn't start doing anything until I was 16 properly.
Yeah, that's what. So for me, mate, polar opposite, mate. When I was, what age was it? It must have been 13. I think the carnage started. All the way, and I mean carnage, mate, all the way to like 16 something, and then I was sort of not bored of it, but put it like this, mate, by the time I turned 18, I was genuinely bored of it, mate. Like when I turned, it was either 16 or 17, maybe, I'm not too sure, maybe even 15 actually. I did my apprenticeship.
Oh,
I started like working with adults and stuff like that, and like I'd still have my friends obviously, but you know, you're not in school all the time and you're not seeing them as much. So my sort of social circle changed. Next thing you know, mate, I'm like best friends with all these like 40-year-olds that I worked with. And then then the running joke was like I turned into some like fucking 40-year-old man. Like all my mates were like, "You're just fucking boring now." And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm just matured." Like this absolute little goon.
It does that. It does that to you, though, doesn't it? Like
it does do that to you, mate. And in a sense, it's a good thing. But at the same time, like it didn't take me long to realize. Like, hang on a sec, what am I doing, mate? Like I'm fucking like. Well, let's just say 15. I might have been 15 or 16. Let's say 16. I was 16. I was like, I've got the rest of my life to be mature, mate. I don't need to be a fucking
well,
like.
yeah,
like
and
that
is an early age as well. That is an early age, like
yeah, mate. That's what I mean.
18, 19, 20. That's still quite early to be maturing, you know. Like I think anyway, people are still fucking around at, you know.
Oh, mate, people are fucking around at fucking like 50, mate. I swear people are still living for the weekend at 50, and that's worse, mate. That's scary. Like, I never want to be in that
Oh,
position.
yeah, no.
But I never correlated, like, my grades with, like, how successful I'm going to be in the future, if that makes sense. Because, I come from a family of, like, my dad's a businessman, but both my uncles are businessmen. Like, no one in my family really has, like, a job they needed grades for.
Right, yeah.
So that was the mentality I grew up around, mate. So from the get-go, mate, I was just like, grades don't mean shit. My uncle literally sat me down at like 13 years old. He's like, don't worry about your grades. I was like, sound.
getting into something a bit deeper as well. I think obviously I did care, but looking at it now, it's at the sort of time where so much shit in schools need to be changed. Like from the stuff we were learning, the stuff you were learning. Well, the stuff you were learning was probably nothing to do with the stuff I was learning. So everything's
Yeah,
constantly
probably a bit
changing
different.
anyway. So
Mm.
people's, I think the idea of intelligence at that age is not actually what you know. It's how well you can remember stuff. Because
Yeah,
all that shit, you come out of school, you come out of college, none of it means anything. You've just got some little slip on a piece of paper that says you've passed or whatever it is, and it
mm,
doesn't actually mean anything at all.
you're right. But
It's
I mean, that's kind of like I thought you're right, but I was thinking like, when I got the grades I got, which were to be fair better than I expected. Like my mum was genuinely over the moon, mate, when I told her the grades I had. I thought she thought I was gonna bottle it. Like came out with 5 GCSE. She was throwing a party. But I was always like, I've got these grades and stuff like that, but like I always thought I was really smart, and I just wasn't smart academically.
right, yeah,
It's only taken me till now I've realised I am actually a fucking spastic. Like I'm working on that in a different way now. But I just want to like clarify because I'm making it sound like you just fuck school off completely. If you can care about your grades and have a good time, then ideally that's what you want to do.
yeah. Of course it is.
We had a big ass group of friends, mate, and like there were people way fucking rowdier than I ever was. That's for sure. And to be fair, mate, a lot of the ones who were the most fucking rowdy were still getting really good grades.
Yeah.
And it's because some people can and they didn't revise at all. It's not that they put in the work, mate. They just, like you said, mate, they just good at remembering shit. So when it came to it, they were just like, oh yeah, well, I can do this. And they got like fucking B's and A's and stuff like that. And then I had a good time and stuff, and I did stuff. I had to revise heavily, mate, for those 5 GCSEs. If I didn't revise, jeez, I got like
Game over, mate.
nothing.
Game over.
Yeah, honestly, complete game over. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world, mate. Definitely, I had a good time in school, man. And it kind of school shapes you a lot as well. Like
Definitely.
for the future, I think the experiences you have in school, not that it defines you, but it definitely definitely helps you.
Yeah, I'd disagree for myself, really. I'd say
How do you mean?
this past year in this apprenticeship that I'm in at the moment, I think this has definitely shaped me and changed me as a person more than anything ever has. School
More than
for
anything
me,
in school.
yeah, school for me. When I came out of school, when I came out of that first, you got GCSEs and you do A levels. I'm not saying everyone does that. You might go to college or whatever, or you might do something else. But yeah, for me, I came out of school, out of GCSEs to go on to A levels. I was 16 at the time, and like I was surrounded by loads of new people. Because it was a sixth form. Our school was they did A levels as well, and it was a sixth form, and then loads of new people sort of came in, and it was basically a fresh start. And
Right.
before then, when it was GCSEs, I'd be the type of guy, that wouldn't do his homework, wouldn't do any work, but like I wouldn't be out doing anything productive with my social life either. I'd be at home, I'd be on the Xbox playing fucking, what was it, Halo and COD.
Oh yeah, I went through that phase as well.
Like
sure.
that was it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
But sixth form came around, and I met some people that I'm still like really good mates with now. They're actually my boys group chat, to be fair. So I still mates with them now. And like, bro, that was the start. Like that was the start of like the best year of my life. Like
yeah, because I remember. Like I don't know, did I know you through that year?
You did.
Yeah, because I remember you started like going out all the time, mate. You like pulling these girls, mate, going to like house parties all the time and stuff like that. And you complete change of character.
It was mad. Like,
but for someone who's obviously, not like I don't know what you were like before that, to be honest, too well. But from what I'm gathering, if you were like sort of like you're staying in all the time, you weren't really socializing much at all. You sort of kept yourself to yourself. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I was
Like,
never.
not
I was
like
never
a
sort of
fucking recluse,
like. Yeah. I was never sort of
but like.
I was never sort of quiet. I was loud, but I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be bothered, sort of thing.
Yeah. So that's what I mean, mate. It's funny how like you sort of blended into that other lifestyle pretty easily.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I honestly, if I like, this is the thing. Like that year was probably one of the best. Wait, no, it was the best year of my life.
Fair.
But I also didn't do so great in my first year A levels and left me in a bit of a sticky situation.
Do you regret it though, mate? Like in the
Not at all, not at all. Because
Exactly.
you gotta
I
realize,
agree with
like that everything shapes out. You know, if you got good intentions, you wanna do well, but obviously there's a devil on your shoulder telling you to go out.
Yeah.
I mean, make your own mind up, but it all works out, I think.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's hard to balance it between like, because I kind of want to say like go out and like do some mad
But,
fucking
we
shit,
can't.
just,
You
like,
can't.
make
Yeah.
memories, but you can't really say that because someone does that and gets themselves killed or something, mate. Their parents are knocking on my door. You can't be having that.
Bet
Like,
yours are
usually
mine,
common
mate. Bet yours
sense,
are
like,
mine.
what I don't understand, like what I'm trying to say is like memory is just valuable, man.
Yeah,
and you
I think it's pretty obvious what we're trying to say.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, mate. But then the mind of a 13-year-old who's listening to this might not quite get it.
I mean,
if I was 13 years old and like a YouTuber that I watched, because I used to watch YouTube, but I look up to YouTubers like so much when I was a kid. Not that anyone looks up to us, but like, you know what I'm saying? If they were watching this, mate, and they're actually like really listening to what we're saying. If I was 13, mate, and someone told me to go and fucking
you'd fucking do it. You'd fucking do
have
it.
a mad time, I'd be like,
You'd do
sound.
I mean,
that is passage.
I think, yeah, like the end of that year, I got my A level results through. You know, it was not great at all. I remember that day. You know, I stayed at my friend's house because I knew they would be bad. I knew for a fact. Well, I'm pretty sure I went out that night and got on back the day after.
What grades did you get, mate? Because it sounded like you failed. Probably got like B's.
So the subjects I did computer science, maths, and product design, and
Fair.
when I was doing A levels, it would be a year 1 and a year 2, and some subjects only had year 2 exams, but I did two subjects that did year 1 exams, which was maths and product design. So those 2 exams did count, and obviously if you do shit, you have to just put more work in for the second year, so it's like a double year sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, maths. Let's just say, well, I hit a big old U.
Oh, you did bottle them.
Yeah, and product design I got an E.
Oh
and
shit. Okay.
So computer science I got a B, I think. But
That's alright. That's good.
yeah, it's not bad. But
Not quite, you know.
So, I mean, it's one of those, like, I had the best year of my life, but ended with that. And then it's all about the recovery, mate. I think it's all about the recovery.
Yeah, you can make it work. You can always make it work.
I took an apprenticeship well, no, actually, I went to college after that. I studied for a bit at college, whilst this whole time I was going for interviews for apprenticeships. And I landed an apprenticeship where I'm at now. I'm nearly finished with the training. And from here, I've got so many things on the horizon that, you know, I wanna do that I'd never thought I'd be able. The day that I failed those exams, I thought I was over. I thought everything was over.
Yeah, how did you feel? I mean, so you were 17.
Yeah.
So it's the first year you had not just like being boring, basically.
Yeah, basically.
And you sort of like lived it up, and then you faced the repercussions because obviously before that, even before you started like living it up a bit, grades were the way you defined your like intelligence in a way.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
like how well you're going to do in the future. See, that's the thing. I never had that mindset. So although I understand it, I can't really like what's the word, like resonate with it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I think
relate to it even.
Obviously, because I'd never done that year, I've never experienced that year. It is a weird one because although I failed, I also feel like I learned the most about myself that year, and I learned how to because at the end of the day, if you're going for a job, you hand in your CV with your grades. The CV that's just what's getting you to that job. That's just what's getting you to the interview. Past then, it's all about your personality, your presence, your social skills.
Exactly.
And I would not have any social skills I do now if I didn't have that fucking sick year.
Yeah, mate, your confidence shot straight up, mate. I saw it firsthand.
Yeah,
Like,
you
don't get me
were
wrong,
you were there. Fucking
exactly, mate. I wasn't there, sort of like seeing you in person, but even just hit the way you spoke over the mic, mate. Like even the little things, mate. Like you don't even think people. Honestly, man, the things you don't even think people notice. Really, you could just sort of tell, mate. Like even the way you were like the way you were messaging, mate. Like it's the only way I can judge you. Don't forget.
yeah,
It's
it's true,
what I
it's
hear
true.
over the mic and the way like I'm fucking talking to your messenger and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it, but like there's just a whole sort of shift in your like in your confidence and the way you were speaking and stuff like that. And I was like, fair, like it's good, mate. You don't want to live your whole life like fucking being shy and quiet,
Exactly.
and it's tough for a lot of people because people are like riddled with anxiety these days, mate, from the get go. And like it's bad, man. Cause like while I've had my fair fucking share of it, it didn't really start till I was older, mate, like 16, 17. So before that, mate, I was pure confidence, like did not give a fuck, mate, like pure confidence. But there's a lot of people, mate, who just never get to experience that, and they sort of all they know is just being shy and like I can't, like I'm awkward and I can't speak to people, I can't talk to girls, all that kind of stuff. And when that happens from a young age, mate, you define yourself by that. You know what I mean?
There's a big
label
switch
yourself.
at some points in your life, and you've got to take hold of that with two hands. You've got to, at the end of the day,
if it comes to you, mate, yeah. But if it doesn't, because for some people it doesn't, and you got to make that switch.
Yeah, you
if
do.
That makes
That's
sense.
yeah. The only person changing
yourself...
you is you. People can help you. The old saying, like, you can bring a horse to the water, but you can't force the horse to drink the water, sort of thing.
In it, and so much could change in it, like in the space of a few months. Like you can. The problem is, man, a lot of people just label themselves like, I'm just the awkward guy, I'm the shy guy, I'm the guy who can't do this and that.
Definitely,
and that's dangerous, man. And it's probably even hard to believe, mate, but like, you could change so much, mate, as long as you just sort of put yourself out there.
I'm a big believer in that label. That label changes everything. Like these past few months, I don't know if I told you, I don't know who I've told, to be honest. But like, obviously, I was like fucking in my element when September broke out and everyone was going to uni, and I could just pick and choose from different unis to go to, going out, doing this, doing whatever. And then there was a certain point where I would just, like, I don't know, I'd just freak out and I'd just start, like, I would have like panic attacks and stuff on nights out, and I'd just like freak out. I'd just like feel really nauseous, and I'd just have to be a bit quieter. And and the only reason, I swear to God, the only reason why I started feeling like that, and I think I'd sort of had similar things before but never thought anything of it, was because one night I went to Manchester, and I sort of felt a bit nauseous in this room. It was a flat party in some girl's flat that I knew, and I was going with my friends, and we went down for we were there for about half an hour, and then the room was really warm, and it was like really, really like overcrowded. And I'm pretty sure I was just, because I went out the night before that, I'm pretty sure I was just really like nauseous from the night before, because I felt a bit dodgy. My stomach was doing somersaults, so I couldn't really drink. We came downstairs, and like I was just chatting to my mate for this whole time. I was like, yo, I don't know what's going on, what's this, what's that. And my mate put this idea into my head, which I'm not going to blame him, because he was just trying to help me out. But this mate of mine was like, oh mate, you might have anxiety. From then on, whenever I got that, whenever I got that nauseous feeling after that, anxiety, the word anxiety, like I would instantly label it anxiety, and I couldn't get away from it.
That's fucking dangerous, mate.
Because you think about that, and you think about, like, whenever you have that feeling, like, it could be anything. You could be on a fucking rope swing and you're just feeling a bit, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I've got anxiety.
That's so true, mate. That's so true. See, I was the opposite. I look back at it, mate, like, I don't even think I'm still, I don't know, mate, like, you never really know, because everyone gets anxious all the time, and that's the thing, mate. I'll have moments where I'm like, is this, like, anxiety, like, that big, dangerous fucking anxiety, or am I just nervous like everyone else?
Like, everyone gets nervous.
But I would have, so the first ever time I experienced it, mate, I was in college, and like, I was doing fine in college, mate, like, made friends and shit, I was having a good time. And then one day, mate, I've probably told this story before on some sort of podcast or something, I don't know, mate, but I'll go over it again very quickly. But like, long story short, mate, I was in for my first lesson of the day, and my mate James tapped me on the back, like to say hello, because he just came into into college. And I turned around, mate, locked eyes with him, and I fucking went cold, mate. My heart started racing. I was like shaking, and this is the worst it ever was, mate. This was like crazy. I don't even know what it was today, mate. I genuinely have no clue, mate, because nothing caused it, man. Like, I made eye contact with my mate. I've been doing that my whole life. Yeah. It was just, for some reason, mate, my body was just not having any of it. So I started proper scatting out, mate. And from that day, man, it was just rough, mate. It was rough. I didn't know what was going on. Now, if it ever comes close to that, I know how to tame it and I can deal with it.
Yeah.
But I was very aware, mate. So this is what I mean by the opposite of what you experienced. I was very aware and scared of labeling it as anxiety, even though deep down I sort of knew this is a bit fucked up. Like, this is more than just being anxious. This is like something's wrong here.
Yeah.
And I would talk to mates who had anxiety, and I'd talk to mates in general about like what's going on, and they're like, "Dude, that sounds like anxiety, mate. Like, that sounds a bit fucked up." This is like even years on, mate, because this went on for a long time, on and off. I always like to say, like, every day I woke up, it's like my brain rolled the dice.
Yeah, I get that. I get
how
that.
anxious I was going to be that day.
I get that.
I had no control over it. Exactly.
100%.
So I've always been scared to label it, mate, because like, I know the damage it can do, mate. Because obviously I've listened to so many podcasts, mate, and so many people that talk about this. And like, the problem is, a lot of the time with kids, it's quite controversial to say, but a lot of people don't have these issues and think they do, and thinking they do gives them those issues.
Yes, yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's
and
like,
it's the same with depression.
Obviously, it's a tough topic to talk about. You know, obviously mental illness is
it's rough.
It's been gaining a lot of visibility and awareness,
and it
like,
is real
the past few years, and
I'm not saying it's not real.
Definitely real. Definitely, your brain's obviously got these chemicals that can make you feel certain ways, and serotonin is one of them. And you know, when someone's got depression, naturally your serotonin levels are lower than anyone else's, and that's why. But when I also feel like two things here. When you obviously you go to a doctor and he gets labelled with, you know, you've got depression. When you feel sad, whenever you feel sad and unhappy from that point, you're just going to instantly say it's because of my depression. When in reality, being sad, being anxious, these are all feelings that everyone feels. It's completely normal.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not all. So it's not always the case of. I know it's controversial to say, but it's not always going to be the case of depression or like if you had anxiety.
Yeah.
But and this label gives it so much power.
Well, it takes the biggest thing, mate, is it takes away the responsibility from you, because now this isn't something that you could tackle. This is like, you know, speaking like from the perspective of someone who does this, because I fell into that trap, mate, where I'm down. I'm not depressed. I'm down. I genuinely have been depressed, and I know it. But that's a story for another day. But that was like a period of my life that is over now. But because of that, there's now times where I get down, for example, like everybody else does. You're just down. And rather than sort of like, right, what the fuck am I doing wrong with my life? Which is a lot of things. Like, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
You could be fucking like me, mate, smoking weed all the time, mate, eating takeaways all the time, getting fatter, not seeing people, just staying indoors. So like doing everything wrong. Yeah,
there's so
and then
many
I'll
things.
Sit back at the end of the day, mate, and I'm like, fucking hell, I'm so depressed, and I don't know why. Like, what are you talking about? Mate?
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking mess. And I fell into that trap, mate. I was like, now I'm just fucking saying I'm depressed as an excuse almost. And again, it's dangerous to say that, even because now there's, you know, in the back of my head, I'm like, what if an actual depressed person's listening to this? He's like, oh, he doesn't get it. I do get it. I'm not going to go into it now because it's just going to kill the vibe. But like, I will someday, maybe in a podcast of my own or something. But I do get it. I do fucking get it. I promise you, I get it. But you need to really look at your life and just try your best to fix it, because a lot of the time, the way you're feeling is a result of what you've been doing with your life and how you're living your life.
I 100% agree with that.
And
100%.
It's so easy to just, use depression as an excuse. Which again, I hate that I have to sort of say, like, how controversial it is every time, because it's just, people jump on you, mate. You say the wrong thing
Yeah,
about this kind of
it's a
stuff.
very sensitive topic.
Makes it hard to talk about.
And there's not. I'm gonna like. There's not. If 20 people watch this, there's guarantee there's one person that doesn't agree with us, and that's fine. That's fine.
But you have to talk about it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You have to, mate. You have to have these point of views. When you're depressed, mate, you want to hear people say that, like, it's you want to hear what you think is true, that it's out of your control and stuff like that. Because as soon as people say, like, hang on a sec, you're doing something wrong, then all of a sudden all that responsibility goes on you, and you have to actually make a change. And when you're that low, making a change feels like fucking.
At the end of the day, if we weren't, if we were just chatting shit, like, depression wouldn't be curable. And in some cases, there's some variants of depression that isn't curable, and I understand that.
I think that's rare, though. It's so controversial, mate. I think that's so rarer than people think it is. If you look at it, mate, it looks like everyone's got this like incurable depression and that. I think a lot of it's curable, mate.
Yeah, the thing is, there's so much shit that people completely disregard as, like, taking their toll on their mental health, that goes on behind the scenes that you don't even realize. But your brain's a clever thing. Also controversial, but
so clever. Yeah.
But, like, for one, social media. You don't think, oh man, I'm not bothered about seeing other people having better bodies, but that influencers and bodybuilders and all that shit, for me and you, we're looking up to the perfect body, but perfection doesn't exist. Perfection does not exist. Perfection, well, not even in yourself, but the only way you can, well, I'd say, rather than looking at people to improve on, basically, you're never going to be someone else. You can only ever improve on what you've got. So being the best person you can be, is so much more valuable than trying to be the best person like someone else can be, because you're not going to be that person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. And trying to be that person's going to make you depressed, probably, because you're not going to do it, and then you're going to define yourself by how not like the person you want to be you are, and then that's just a problem.
Yeah. So there's so many things, like, behind the scenes that you can subtly improve, and it will make your happiness will honestly skyrocket. Like, I was telling you the other week, or a few weeks back now, about the goals and thing. Like, well, not the Instagram. That's another thing. But, like,
exactly, I was gonna say,
goal setting for me, that is a huge one. Like, I'll be honest, I had a few months, like, back in probably March, April, May, just gone. I've only just sort of climbed out of it, where I've not been myself. I've not been. Well, I don't know how to explain it. I honestly can't explain how I've been feeling, but it's not been good.
Yeah. No.
But one thing that's helped me massively has been just having a clear vision of where I want to be, a clear vision of what I want, and working out systematically how I can get there by putting goals in place, and by putting
a reason to wake up every day, mate.
Exactly. You want to wake up. You want to get out of bed.
Yeah,
and that was a huge thing for me.
And for some reason, mate, even though I knew this deep down, because again, I obviously was always doing YouTube from quite a young age, like, not seriously from a young age, but it was always something that I wanted to do. From, like, watching Ali A as a kid, mate, and all that shit.
Yeah, you've had a few channels on you. You've had a few.
Yeah, mate.
You've had a few efforts.
I made channels. It's like, when I'm a bit older, like, I'm gonna fucking, like, that's gonna be my job and that. So that was always my goal. And then when I started making videos and that, I would get very low still, like everyone else does. Yeah. But as long as you have that goal, something to wake up for, you can only. It's different for everybody, but for me, I realized that I could only get so low. I've still got something to wake up for, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's always.
Exactly, mate. And then when I fucked off YouTube, and I was, like, just living to work my shitty job, I was like, again, so fucking low, mate. That's a year where the depression was like the worst, but it wasn't because of that. But like, you
So
know, it
that
plays
was
a part,
a
plays
sort of
big
time
part.
where your big goal is just you were still focused on that goal, and rather than shifting it onto something else,
I just
more like
fucking like
yeah,
got rid of it, mate.
and you had
It's
nothing
crazy.
to work for, and
Yeah,
no doubt,
exactly.
well,
And still at the moment I don't, but like I'm looking for something. I don't know if it's going to be YouTube again. I think I like maybe something similar to what you're thinking of doing. I've been like for a while, mate. Like not even like stealing it off you, and it's not even the
doing what?
same.
Sorry.
Like coming back to YouTube, just not gaming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like I don't really game anymore. Like I play a few. To be
You've
fair, the
always
past,
you've
like,
always been an entertainer, like at the heart, haven't you?
yeah,
So
that's what I think deep down, mate. That's what I want to do. But I think I need to just really sort of
I think for
like
me
find that.
the whole gaming thing was like holding on to a bit of a child within me that I didn't really want to hold on to. Like
Yeah.
you don't look at gaming and think, oh, you don't think, oh, that's very mature. That's very you don't think that.
That's the biggest thing, mate. So the past couple. I mean, to be fair, the past
Hold on,
3 days.
your mic keeps cutting out. Sorry.
Shit, as it is it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it all right now?
Yeah. It sounds good now. Sounds good.
Right, let me know if it does again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the past few days, mate, I've been like playing Rocket League again a bit, and like kind of seeing myself get a bit addicted to it. Like, obviously, I'm only playing it. When I say addicted, mate, it's not like the 12-hour sessions I used to do. It's like 2 hours after I finish work and everything I need to do.
12-hour Team Hydra
Oh,
lineups.
all over it, mate. And I'm playing Rocket League, and I'm like, fuck, man, I do kind of just want to like stick the camera on and see if I can make a video. And like I have these little sort of like 20-second like moments where I get a bit excited about it. I'm like, shit, I could like maybe do this again. And then I think about it, I'm like, I don't really want to be that guy. And
Yeah.
it's not so much as like what I care about other people think of me, which, by the way, like we all do. Like everyone cares what people think about you to some extent.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you can say you don't care. Like I heard this on the podcast. I'm not claiming that I made this up, but you know, everyone cares what people think about them as much as you lie to yourself and say, oh, I don't think about me, like you do. Because until people start thinking about you in a really bad way, like everyone, you know, people who say that, mate, normally are thought about in a pretty good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that. I think it's the idea of being appreciated as well and being respected.
Yeah, it's so important, mate. It's so important, mate. Like we fucking grew up in tribes, mate. Like if you look at our history, like it's part of our nature, if that makes sense, to be liked by people.
Yeah.
Back in the day, mate, if no one liked you in your tribe, you get kicked out, mate, eaten by a fucking lion or something.
You'd be killed, bro. You'd be killed.
Yeah, lad, you're killed.
There's
like,
no mercy back then. No mercy.
Mercy, mate. And like those sort of primal instincts, mate, are still in us today. Like a lot of them, which is I find really fucking interesting. But I don't even know where was I going with that. In terms of like
Rocket League, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So I'd have these little moments where I'm like, yeah, that's sick. But then I'm like, oh, I think about going into work, and then like everyone at work finding out like that I'm like making Rocket League videos, mate. And again, I'm saying it like Rocket League videos, like you fucking like you're a goon if you do, but it's not the case.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not the case
Just
at all.
for you,
Like Matt,
just
for
for you.
example, Matt's bossing it. Like it's been his career for like a few years now, and like he's doing what I always wanted to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But since going through all the life experiences I have, and like growing up a lot, I look at it, like look back at the sort of the ability to do that, and I'm like, I kind of want to put that energy into doing something more. I don't know. I don't even know what I want to do, mate. But it's gonna be. I feel like I will come back to YouTube in some way, shape, or because like I said, that entertainer in me is just like dying to come out again.
Yeah.
And I haven't really done anything with it. This is the first time I've done anything like it, mate, and I'm really enjoying it.
It's a nice change. It's a nice change, isn't it?
It's nice, mate. Like I said, like we said before, this almost like is better for us than it is for the people listening.
Yeah.
It's like therapy, mate. It's like saying a lot of things you've been thinking about for a while. It's good to get it out.
Yeah, it's
really nice.
I'm a sort of person that will bottle a lot of stuff up as well.
Same, mate. Same. You get into bed and your head is just racing.
Yeah. Like
Can't even grab onto a thought for more than like a second.
Yeah, definitely. I think. Yeah, that is although I do agree with you. Definitely agree with the idea that everyone feels like they have to be liked. Sorry, they have to be liked. I also think you can sort of change that, and you can sort of, not everyone's opinion has to matter. I feel like there's a
No, it's
you
a
could
very fine line between. Yeah.
you can close your circle, and the instance that
Oh,
I closed my
100%.
circle and started only caring about the people that I like. Well, I care about a lot of people, but I know that care isn't always reciprocated, and I know who would reciprocate it and who wouldn't. But it doesn't stop me. But I know
No.
that the people that don't reciprocate that care back and that love back, people's like I shouldn't care about those opinions. I shouldn't care
Yeah.
about it, and I know that, and that's helped me out a lot.
Oh,
Like
mate, I should have clarified that.
at the end of the
Like,
day, there's always going to be someone that doesn't agree with what you do, that doesn't like what you're doing, and there's always going to be someone that doesn't support what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be the
always.
nicest person in the world, but you will get shot on like by somebody.
Yeah, mate, you could literally be flying food over to like Africa every day for like starving children, and then people are going to be complaining about like the pollution you're causing from the fucking plane
Exactly,
flying there.
exactly,
And it's
exactly.
like, I think you posted something on your Instagram the other day, mate, which I was like, that's so fucking sick.
I'll find that Instagram thing now actually.
Do you know what I was talking about?
No, but
I don't know
if you
exactly
say
what
it
it
again, I'll
said.
find it. I'll find it.
It was like, it was basically like a paragraph, and it was like someone who typed out like, thank you to the guy who, like, I don't know, picks up litter off the street, but you know, doesn't fucking, you know, they do one good thing, but you know, and it's at the end of it's like, what's
Yeah, I
important
think
to you
I know what you
doesn't-
mean. I know what you mean. It's
I
it's
can't
the
even
like
think of.
basically for me, I am quite environmental. I would say I'm environmentally conscious. I wouldn't say I'm 100% environmentally friendly. Like
Yeah.
like I'm the sort of guy that will post loads on. I'll post loads of environmentally conscious posts on my Instagram on my story just to let people know and like make awareness of it. Even though I'm still sat here eating meat, I'm still, you know what I mean. And
Oh yeah,
I'll find
exactly.
the post.
It's like everyone expects everyone to be perfect.
Yeah,
but,
you
like,
cannot. There's you know it's all about little steps.
and
Yeah, I've
everyone's
got
sort
it
of
here.
doing what
I've
they
got it
want to
here.
do, mate.
So it was. I'll put it on the
So,
screen
did you
now.
manage to get the
Actually,
recording going again, by the way?
yeah, it's on now. Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool, cool.
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. But it says, to the
It was
person who
cool. I
uses
liked
metal
it.
straws to save fish but consumes animals, I'd like to say thank you. To the vegan who isn't aware of our homelessness problem, thank you. To the climate change activists who aren't attentive to fast fashion, thank you. To the girl who gives her old clothes to disadvantaged but isn't educated on sex trafficking, thank you. And it goes on and on and on. And it says, at the bottom it says, current world issues that you are passionate about aren't always what other people are trying to change, and that's okay. It's not everyone's job to save every part of the world, but it's everyone's responsibility to thank people that are doing their part to save the world. Don't critique, just appreciate. Don't judge, just educate. We're all trying our best.
Just do more good than bad, mate.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
Like,
I mean,
you don't have to be perfect.
exactly. Like, so, I mean, I'm honestly scared for our Earth and how like there's an idea that we might not even be able to swim in our oceans in 30 50 years time, whatever it might be. There's a few different estimates going around, but like that scares me so much. And I mean, sure, I still eat meat, but that's because I just fucking love meat. I just do.
You said because if you're gonna hit me with some ethical
Yeah,
reason,
well, I will
straight
like
absolutely love meat.
I try keep hold of plastic bottles. I don't have too many. I never have too many lights on. I usually, if I don't need a light on, I won't have it on. Whenever I see a post, I will always share it. That just to for more awareness. About things and I'll always try and do my part where I can.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't have to. You know what I mean? I'm still doing. I'd say quite more than the average person for the environment. And like that post, it's you know what I mean. It's you can't be perfect. Like, well, you can, but
Yeah.
if everyone makes a
I don't
small
know,
change to like do something, it's going to make a big effect.
Yeah, exactly, mate. like what I'll never understand, mate. Like I love meat as well, and like so there's a vegan at my work, mate. His name's Ash. And he's a fucking sound guy. He's a sound guy, and like it's actually like a couple weeks ago, I was having my lunch, and he sort of came in with his like vegan meal and shit. Like he had some like vegan stuff going on, and like I ripped into him a tiny bit, mate. It's like a bit of banter. I was just like, I can't remember what I said. Just like ripped into his bait food.
Yeah. I mean, have you tried vegan food? It is disgusting.
It's
I don't have anything against anyone that's a vegan. I don't.
But that's where I was going with it.
Honestly, I fucking love it when people but it's not for me at all. It's not for me.
Yeah, and maybe in the future I might change that stance a bit. Like I said, a lot can change in a year, even. Like if a lot can change in a few months, mate, I might, have some. I don't think I will, but it is what it is. And I bantered him a tiny bit, mate, like barely even banter. And then afterwards, I was like, to be fair, mate, like I fully respect that you could do this, and it only shows that you have a good heart, mate. If you're a vegan, you have a good heart, like a really good fucking heart, mate. A lot of these like vegans get such a bad name because. A lot of these vegans want to sort of like, exactly, mate. But it's the same with Muslims, and the same with a lot of things.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Transgenders, and they all get bad names for bad people. Good, like a bad rep gets way more rep than good rep does, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and, a vegan, mate, is doing what I wish I could do. Because people rip into them, like, oh, I love my meat. I want to eat meat in front of vegans. Like, fucking vegans are pussies and stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about, mate? Like they're genuinely trying to save the fucking world, mate. Save animals and shit like that. Just because a lot of people get like, there's a group of people who give them a bad name. You can't just rip into all of them. Do you know what I mean? I genuinely respect them, mate. And I wish I could do it. I wish I could do it. But I've got a lot of things I need to sort out in my life, mate, before I even start considering.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a very big step, and it probably would. It's one of those, isn't it? It's a very big step. Again, mate, I was going to say it probably would have a toll on your mental health, having to focus on something else.
I can't be making shit like that, mate. I'm only just like rebuilding.
But at the same time, I'm also a believer of healthy body, healthy mind. Like there was a few.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But you can have a very healthy diet with meat.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. That's true. That's true. It's a weird way. It's one of those, and it can go either or. But I remember I was training probably 3-4 months ago when I was in a good state of mind, and I was on a decent diet, like a really, really clean diet for probably like I'd say close to a full month. Every day in, day out, it'd be clean as fuck, 4,000 calories, like clean. And I would be stuffed, but like my body felt amazing, and I felt so much happier, naturally happier. Nothing had to make me feel happy because I just felt happier. Like,
is this because of the working out or what you were eating? Or?
What I was eating, 100%. I just felt clean. I felt like my body had such a massive cleanse, and straight after when I stopped and I started, eating how I normally eat again, I felt so I felt so sluggish, felt so slow, so grotty when I woke up, and then I just felt that's the thing. When I was eating really well, I woke up and I just felt awake, and it doesn't matter how much sleep I had, I just felt awake and I just felt fresh. And
what were you eating?
So I would on a Monday.
Is really important. I only realised this like a short time ago how important your diet is, like how insanely important it is, mate, for how you feel. So I actually only learned this a few months ago, actually, if that. So I'm interested to see what you're eating.
Yeah. So on the Monday I would start up by cooking some food up, and it would be like, so I'd just grab I'd go to Lidl or whatever, wherever your shop is, and I bought I bought one of those kilo bags of pasta, and I would pour about 500 grams in, and that would be those 500 grams I was eating quite big. Those 500 grams would be my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday pasta, and I would do, and for each of the different days, I would have a different meat for each of the days. So I'd do chicken, might be chicken first day. I love tuna, also controversial.
Oh, tuna's the one.
Yeah. I'd have tuna with the pasta. Wednesday I might have mackerel, whatever. And, I'd cook up some rice. And then on the Wednesday, I would cook up my meals for Thursday and Friday. and then
Yeah, okay. Dinners.
so I lie a bit. It wasn't like super clean for the whole month. Saturday, Sunday, I would sort of give it a bit of a rest, and I wouldn't eat shit though. I would never eat I wouldn't go to fast food places. I would still eat as clean as I
Oh,
could.
they fuck you up.
Yeah,
Mate.
yeah. So,
The way I feel after a Domino's.
mate, you can't move.
Jesus. Yeah. I mean, even the day after, mate, when it's out your system, it's what it's done to your head, mate. I'm just fucking written off, mate. It's like I've fucking hungover. But yeah, carry on, mate.
yeah. So it was like that 5 months for, not 5 months, 5 days a week for a good month.
You felt a lot better for it.
Yeah, I suppose as well there was the improving my weight as well. My weight was going up, and I knew it was good weight as well. It was muscle, and that was obviously that was a goal, and it was a goal I was achieving. So I suppose that was another form of why I was happy. But the thing is, at the time, there's no reason why I should have been happy because I wasn't speaking to anyone. I was keeping myself to myself. I wasn't going out. I didn't go out for that month. I don't think I wasn't speaking to any girls. I wasn't speaking to, I was just me on my ones, and I was, music was my company. But I was over the moon, and you don't need someone to be happy. All you need is yourself. There was a quote by that John Wick put out on Twitter the other day.
John Wick?
Yeah, the John Wick actor.
He's a fictional... Oh, yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. I didn't know who it was. I'm not gonna lie, I have not.
Didn't need to call you out on that.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find it. But it was a really I was like, wow, yeah, fair play.
Mate, Keanu Reeves is a fucking G, mate. I actually love that guy. And the John Wick films are so big, mate. So sick.
I really hope it's fucking. No, I don't know if I have it or not. But it was basically the idea that as long as you can love yourself, he was saying that he could. A couple of years ago, he had to go everywhere with someone, and he could but now he will happily sit contently in a cafe by himself, because he's got enough self love, and he's got enough he's got enough self love to be able to do that, and to feel like he doesn't need someone to be happy. He just needs himself.
Yeah, mate, that is.
I wish I could find the quote, but
I get what you're saying though. I like it again. It's. This happened like in the opposite way for me, mate. I used to be like that, mate. I used to be able to do everything on my own, and I did a lot of things on my own, mate. Keep in mind, I got no brothers or sisters. Like that was one big thing. It was just me and my mum, sort of just growing up. Obviously, I saw my dad a lot as well, but like mostly just me and my mum. And times where you're not seeing your friends and stuff like that, you're spending a lot of time on your own, mate. But I genuinely, mate, until I was like 15, 16, loved myself. Like absolutely, not to the point where I'm cocky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just like loved myself, loved my own company. I'd always say it. I'd literally say it as well. Like if my mum's like, you sure you're right? I'm like, I genuinely would say the words, I love my own company. And like I've since then I've never been able to do that. I sort of, as I got older, mate, I'd find myself needing to be around people more.
I've just found the
like
quote
I downgraded. Yeah, go for it.
So I just completely cut you off there, but
No, that's right. I've pretty much done anyway.
Someone told me the other day that he felt bad for single people because they are lonely all the time. I told him that's not true. I'm single and I don't feel lonely. I take myself out to eat. I buy myself clothes. I have a great time by myself. Once you know how to take care of yourself, company becomes an option and not a necessity.
Yeah, man. And when it's a necessity, you start hanging around people you really shouldn't be hanging around.
Yeah.
And, toxic people, mate, just for the sake of company.
Yeah.
And again, that all boils down to that whole argument, which I, realized a long time ago, how important your social circle is and the people you're surrounding yourself by. And when you're in a good enough place to like be content on your own, mate, and you can sort of like pick and choose who you think you should, who you should surround yourself with, because that's so important, mate, because you are, and it's so cliche, and you've probably heard this a million times, but it's so fucking true, mate. Again, I'm just a 20-year-old, like, I don't know shit about anything.
Yeah, there's still so much to learn, but...
Yeah, exactly, but we can only talk about what we know.
Yeah.
So, from what I've realised, mate, and what I've gathered, like, you literally are just the average of the people you hang around with the most, mate. Like it's, I can't back that enough.
Yeah, that's true. I think that was on the on the Joe Rogan podcast as well.
I probably heard it on there, mate. But it's
that was I think I heard that, mate. And he was saying like you could be a nobody, but if you hang around with people who are rich, people who are going somewhere, people who are, businessmen, you're gonna learn stuff from them. You're gonna latch on to things that they're doing,
Well, you
and
want
you're
to
gonna
be,
eventually,
you want to stay on their level,
yeah,
mate.
you're gonna eventually adapt to things that they do, and
Yeah,
that's gonna put you
exactly.
above anyone else that isn't. If that
Exactly.
makes sense.
Exactly.
So
You feed like you said earlier, like we said at the beginning of the podcast, mate. Your subconscious like feeds on things like you would never believe, and I don't even understand how it works, mate. But even little things like, again, going back to something I was going to say like 20, 30 minutes ago, which I forgot to mention, was when you told me how big of a difference it made to your sort of state of mind when you changed your Instagram feed.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like things as silly as that, mate. You wouldn't think that would do anything. But I unfollowed. I'd sort of like, now every time I see a negative post on Instagram, and it's like, the odd one here and there, whatever, mate. Like it's cool.
yeah,
If someone's always posting negative shit, mate, unfollow them straight
yeah,
up.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
unfollowed so many people since you said that, and I've followed a bunch of positive shits. And now every time I open my Instagram, I've still got the things I like the football, some like football pages,
Oh yeah,
mate, like the
yeah,
UFC, like my friends, stuff like that, all this kind of stuff. But it's like filtered, so I'll go for like one or two of those, and I'll see like some sick quote, like positive
yeah.
quote,
It's
and
always
then I'll go
nice.
through
It's
it
nice
again,
to
and then
see it
it's
on your feed just to
yeah,
keep you
mate.
motivated.
And I'm on Instagram quite a bit, so
Oh
I
mate,
want to be
tell me
seeing some
about it.
positive
I'm a
shit. I want to be
fucking
seeing some
digital
positive shit.
marketer.
Go on, son. You know
Fucking
it. I got
always
a
on there.
fucking page thriving.
It's yeah. I'm gonna be. It's quote central today, but this is
Go on, son. Get the
uh
quotes in.
It's from this quote, from this tweet that I don't know who this guy is. He's got a black
Oh
and white
yes.
profile picture and he's wearing glasses, so he's quite clever.
Shade.
He said, unfollow Instagram models and influencers. Start following artists and designers. Your entire outlook on life will change.
I've seen that. I actually have seen that. Yeah.
You will be reminded less about your insecurities. You'll be reminded more of what you love about what humans are capable of creating, and it's so true. Like
Fuck.
you see some
Fuck.
design work over seeing. You see a fucking influencer. You just think, fucking hell, oh mad. If I ever have a body like that, or you might.
Oh man, I might even have to unfollow a few more people than I thought.
Yeah. Whereas you see a creative post, you see something that Apple have brought out. You see something that you see. For me, if I see a fucking logo of that someone's fucking done, because it's my niche, I'm like, fucking hell, that's good. I need to learn something from that. Whereas from an influencer, I'm just like. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly, mate. If you're seeing six packs left, right, and centre, I'm just like, fuck me, I'm fat, I'm like useless and that. Like, obviously it's an extreme, but you see it over and over again, mate. Those are the sort of thoughts that maybe creep into your head. But if you're seeing some mad shit, mate, then let's go. It's good. It's good, and it plays a big part of your mental state. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do, mate. There's a lot of things you could do, and I've started implementing them, and it's a slow process, mate. And you'll still have bad days, but yeah. So don't think that it's the thing is like you get excited, mate. Like people think that, or people might think that oh, okay, that's sick. If I unfollow all this negative shit and follow all this positive shit and start eating healthy from tomorrow onwards, I'm gonna feel incredible.
Yeah, it's a slow process.
You'll still have bad days, man. I still have fucking bad days. Today was a bad day, mate. I'm not even gonna go into it, mate.
Yeah, don't go into it.
I've ever had at work, mate. Worst day I've ever had at work, easily, and it was shit. But that's just what it is, mate. I don't really dwell on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but a few months
past.
ago, I would dwell on it, and I'd be like, "Fuck this." And
But the past, another
days.
like thing I live by is the past is it's backwards. You're not going backwards. You're going forwards. You need to think about the future. The past doesn't matter. It's back. You're not going that way.
Yeah, exactly. Take things that you could benefit from the past, mate. But if it's not going to benefit you, just fucking put it behind you.
100%.
Man.
Yeah, it's been a philosophical one, this, hasn't it?
We went in a bit, mate. It's meant to be a 20-minute thing.
It was supposed to be. It must be going on 40 minutes now.
Okay, so not too bad.
It's not too bad, but I think this is. Yeah, I think this is a solid start to chip into this.
That's
I
good,
reckon we leave it here.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well, mate. I reckon we'll just start rambling otherwise.
We've covered some stuff here. I think.
Just a few things, mate.
Cheers for taking time out of your busy schedule, mate. I appreciate it.
Oh, mate, no problem at all, lad. I just had to finish up on Love Island and I was straight on. Talking about insecurities, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's a bit rich now. It's a bit rich.
Yeah.
Right, well, cheers, mate. I appreciate that. And
no,
for anyone that's made it this far, I appreciate you as well. I hope.
Cheers for getting me to do this, mate.
Yeah, well, I just hope people can take something from it. That's the I suppose that's the goal with these videos. If one person takes one thing away from this and betters themselves, then I'm happy.
I think someone will, mate. I'm gonna listen to this again, mate, and like probably realize a few things. Honestly, I'll listen to this again as soon as you upload it.
So, well, I don't know when it's gonna be now, but I'll need to
Don't
let people
take
know
the
what's.
piss, mate. Get it up straight away.
I need to let people know what's going on with the channel first, but
You're
it
gonna
won't.
be long.
It, mate.
I know you, mate. When
No,
we did that Hydra montage, mate, it took like a year.
Oh, bro, just take
Don't
it.
outgrow
It
me,
showed up
mate.
though. It showed up though. Right. Anyway,
When no one gave a fuck.
we're rambling now. We're rambling.
We are, mate. We are. Just get it up.
Yeah. Cheers for coming on, mate. I appreciate
No
it.
worries, man. No
It had to be you for the first person anyway. Had to be.
problem.
But anyways, that's it. That's it, boys. I don't know how to wrap a podcast up at all.
You don't, mate. You keep talking. So just fucking in a bit, guys. Cheers.
Cheers for that.